Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Men killed in Mandela Highway crash identified. The police have released the identities of the two men who were killed in Wednesday's crash along the Mandela Highway. They are 37-year-old Kevin Muir, a taxi operator of Erie Castle Road, Stony Hill in St. Andrew, and Mark Whittle. Reports from the Central Village Police are that about 4:10 p.m., Muir was driving a Nissan AD wagon motor car towards Kingston with three men aboard. They were reported coming from a funeral. On reaching a section of the roadway, Muir allegedly lost control of the vehicle and crashed into the rear of the Mazda Premacy motor car that was traveling towards Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The police were alerted, and Muir, Witter and two others were taken to hospital. Muir and Witter died while being treated. The other two men were admitted for treatment. The driver of the Mazda Premacy was not hurt. CCHEC warns against fraudsters. China Harbour Engineering Company Limited, CCHEC, is warning the public to be on the lookout for fraudsters. The company says unauthorized persons have drawn fraudulent checks in an effort to make third-party payments to its name. CCHEC says members of the public should take note if they have received any checks drawn to the company's name or resembling that of the company. In light of the fraudulent activity, CCHEC says it will no longer issue personal checks when conducting business transactions but will now only use manager's check. It says the police fraud squad is aware of the activities and that legal action will be taken against the fraudsters. Two decomposed bodies found near Spanish Town bypass. The decomposed bodies of two men were found yesterday morning near the Spanish Town bypass in St. Catherine. One of the men is believed to be a 32-year-old man from Fraser's Content in Spanish Town. Relatives at the scene say he was reported missing on Saturday. They say he was called from his house and has not been seen since. A relative disclosed that the man was recently released from prison. Another victim dies from St. Anne crash. Another person has died from Sunday's two-vehicle collision on the Londonderry Main Road in St. Anne. Kajani Campbell, a 20-year-old of Brownstown, died Thursday morning at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital. Miss Campbell was one of 4 people who were in critical condition from the crash. 18 people remain in St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, while 4 have been transferred to hospitals in other parishes. 1 person has been discharged. 2 persons died on the day of the collision. The deadly crash involved a 30-seater coaster bus, which was heading towards Montego Bay St. James, and a 15-seater bus, which plied the Brownstone to Ocharias route. Give him the death penalty, declares matriarch of Clarendon massacre victims. Gwendolyn McKnight, the woman whose daughter and 4 grandchildren were brutally murdered in Cockapease, Clarendon last month, wants a strong sentence handed down to Roshan Barnett. Barnett, who was charged with 5 counts of murder in relation to the killings, yesterday afternoon pleaded guilty in the Home Circuit Court. He is the cousin of his victims. Although in plea guilty, that cannot bring back my daughter and my grandchildren, Knight told reporters shortly after Barnett's plea. McKnight, who shared that she has been a shadow of herself since the slaying of her family, said a death penalty sentence would give her justice. What he did was very cruel. He should get the death penalty, the one that will let him die slowly so he can remember how he did my grandchildren and my daughter. Justice must be served. The pain that he'll leave me with is unbearable, she said. The mutilated bodies of Kimisha Wright, her 4 children, were discovered in their home in the community on June 21. The discovery had set shockwaves throughout Jamaica. Barnett, who had been staying at the house, fled the area to Wilson in Trelawney but was later apprehended in the parish. At his first court appearance, the prosecution had served notice that it would be seeking the death penalty. Artists listed among persons of interest in St. Andrew South. Dancehall artist Shane E. has been listed as a person of interest in relation to the recent flare-up of violence in sections of St. Andrew South Police Division. He has been listed alongside Stephen Sterling, otherwise called Tractor. Shane E., given name Theophilus Edwards, and Sterling are both of courthouse addresses in St. Andrew. Edwards is also known to frequent Rose Heights in St. James. They are being asked to report to the Hunts Bay CIB by midday on Friday, July 29, 2022. Anyone with information about the whereabouts of these men is being asked to call the Hunts Bay Police Station at 876-923-7112 or Crime Stop at 311. NEPA Wildalco criticized for not alerting residents to recovery contamination. The National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA and mining company Wildalco are facing criticism from the failure to alert residents of the Claremont housing scheme in St. Catherine about the discharge of influent into a river behind the community. Counsel for the Treadways Division, Sidney Rose, told reporters that he reported the matter to NEPA on Wednesday. Mr. Rose said a NEPA representative indicated that the agency was informed about the spill on Tuesday afternoon. But the council is concerned that citizens were not informed either by NEPA or Windalco about the discharge. Mr. Rose said the water felt acidic and caused irritation in his eye and respiratory system. He therefore urged the entities to alert residents of St. Catherine not to use the water. NEPA says a team will be going to the site of the spill today. Dembe Show will be a welcome distraction for Clarendon. In a parish recently rocked by brutal murders that claimed multiple lives, the 68th staging of the Dembe Agricultural Show in Clarendon will provide a much-needed distraction. It brings a lot of energy to the parish of Clarendon, and it brings commerce to Maypen, so persons are really looking forward to this show. Additionally, some people use it as an opportunity to reacquaint with old friends, while others use it to seek job opportunities, said Agricultural Manager for Clarendon's Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, Wayne Reed. Since COVID, it has been 2 years without a Dembe. The Dembe Show is a calendar event, so people look forward to this and the Emancipation holiday, he added. The show will be staged from July 30 to August 1, and it comes as no surprise that preparations are well underway. A visit to the site showed workers painting and setting up the tents and pavilions, which will be visited by an anticipated 6,000 patrons. This includes delegations from various Caribbean islands and the African continent. Custos of Clarendon, William Shakur, told reporters that the parish's unique pavilion will be well equipped to facilitate guests. He has spearheaded oversight of the structure for the past 12 years. This pavilion is air-conditioned, it has its own light, its own water, and it's also solar. We are going to try to show as much as possible of what is done in the parish, what we grow, he said. He cautioned, however, that with COVID-19 still a threat, health protocols will still be observed. We are trying to make it comfortable for people, but you cannot go in there without a mask, but we will give you a mask, he said. Rogers Reed explained that the host parish's pavilion will focus primarily on cassava, highlighting different varieties from farm to plate. He underscored that the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries have been focusing on certain crops such as cassava for import substitution and to beef up the country's food security. There will be plots on the outside of the pavilion to showcase products, and as we move inside, we'll move into value-added and finished products, he said, of what is to expect. The Clarendon Pavilion will go on or gain instructors from other sections of the island in a highlighted anticipated competition. In addition to that contest, there will be the National Farm Queen Coronation, the staging of various villages, and gospel concert, and a reggae fest along with many other activities that fit in with the theme, Grow What We Eat What We Grow, Smart, Eat Smart. Jamaica awards $10 million in scholarships. Over 70 secondary and tertiary students from Clarendon and Manchester have been awarded bursaries and scholarships valued at $10 million for the 2022-2023 academic year from Jamaica. The awards were announced during a ceremony at the Hayes House Great House on Wednesday, July 27. The beneficiaries were selected based on established need, academic performance, leadership qualities, and involvement in extracurricular activities. Guest speaker and acting chief education officer in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Dr. Kisant Roop, commented Jamaica for continuing to demonstrate its investment in education and understanding the value of education. Even with the pandemic and the disruption caused by the fire, here it is on the agenda, and it tells me that Jamaica understands its corporate social responsibility, she stated. She added, the education system is designed to enable all of us to make you successful, to make you the best that you can be, but we cannot do it alone. Education requires all hands on deck, and we thank Jamaica for being on that part with us. While congratulating the students, she urged them to be committed to their education, keep working hard, while believing that they were made for excellence. Austin Mooney, Jamaica's managing director, also spoke at the importance of the scholarship despite the hardship the company has faced. Despite Jamaica's setback with the fire which curtailed production 11 months ago, we understood that not awarding the scholarship this year would have derailed the hopes and ambition of a lot of students. Therefore, it is our hope that this support will go a far way in helping with your education. Mooney challenged the students to stay committed and work hard on their studies, adding that This step will not only be a benefit to you, but could potentially change the trajectory of future generations. Education is the key in helping you to make a valuable contribution to your family, future generations, and your community, he added. Donna Marie Brooks, Corporate Service Manager, also remarked on Jamaica's commitment to education, stating that the company recognizes that education is fundamental in having a productive and prosperous society, and it is the safest ticket towards upward social mobility. She went on to caution the students not to take the scholarship lightly, but make it count by working hard and so prepare themselves to make a worldwide contribution to society. Dare to be different by challenging existing norms and chart your own path. Do not allow anyone to control the course of your future. Be the master of your destiny, Brooks urged. She also encourages students to exceed the required 3.0 grade point average GPA for consideration next academic year. Of the 70 students, 55 are multi-time recipients, while 15 are receiving assistance for the first time.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.